are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
Peace to the family. Make sure my hat is on. Elijah Green. If you in DC, look up my homeboy. Especially if you like to have a good time and do the thing that we like to do. We do the thing that we like to do. Peace to the family. Oh yes, Hood mugs are available on ColumbianExchange.com. Make your coffeeier more caffeinier. And make your tea more teaier. And make your water more waterier. Yes, it do. I promise you. Hood mug. You can't see it, but use your imagination. Peace to the family, man. Man, I got a wonderful show planned for y'all, man. I'm trying to awaken minds, man. Awaken the hearts. Get us into a vibration or understanding that we like to call mindfulness and meditation. As soon as I go live, somebody start calling me and texting me. And then when I'm not on live, guess what happened, y'all? They stop calling. They stop texting. Y'all need to stop doing that. If you text me while I'm doing a live or call me while I'm doing a live, keep that same energy when I'm off the live, okay, family? Y'all can tell I'm in a silly mood. The theme song of today is going to be Genuine Differences, because your whole life can change when you start judging things from good and bad and just looking at things as just different. It's not good nor bad. It's just different the way they do the things that they do, right? And your whole life will change. But you got to be genuine about it, right? I'm going to sing it a little later. You know I'm going to sing it, but I got to warm up my vocal cords. It's still early in the morning. Peace to the family, man. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Even though I do not update it, I need to. I've been, in my mind, family, I'm like, I'm going to redo hoodmystic.com. I'm going to update it. Bring it into the 21st century, but I have yet to, because me and my wife, we run a different website, ColumbianExchange.com, where we sell books. Yes, I write books, good books too. You can read the reviews, do readings on the site. My wife, my wonderful, beautiful, talented, I told her I should do the whole video on how good love was last night. Because when the sex is that good, when the love making is that good, you want to talk about it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to scratch all of these notes off and I'm going to just talk about our love making session. But I digress. She makes yoni steams, womb steams to probably have your man talking about you like that. But I digress. Columbian Exchange with an X, no E. We don't take E over here. We just take X. No, that didn't sound right. It sounded right as I started it, but it did not sound right. The execution of it all. So, you know how I like to start this off. How your mom and them doing? How your cousin and them doing? I ain't seen them in so very long. And let's just talk about what we're going to be talking about today. Shout out Elijah Green 144, one of the co-hosts on Chakra Nova podcast every Thursday whenever we get time in the evening to link up. So be sure to tune into that. And by the way, subscribe, hit the notification bells, because you never know when I'm going to go live. I got some good things down the way, man. Before I go any further, because I know people got ADHD, they ain't going to listen to the end of the video. So while you're here, Law of Attraction lecture taking place September 4th, 11:11 a.m. It is like, if you in the Detroit area and you want to come see it, you want to come experience it, maybe do a little afterwards, be sure to DM me. I'll give you the location so you can pull up. It's going to be on the spot lecture, and it's also going to be a live online lecture. You can check the link in my bio or in the descriptions. If you're on Instagram, rather, check the link in my bio, or you can check the same link in my description. Look for that Law of Attraction course and sign up. It is $23. It's going to be taking place over Zoom, and this is really just one of many. I can only teach about the Law of Attraction. I can only do a lecture on the Law of Attraction, and you could, because basically people are at where they're at and people just want dumb shit. So I'm not going to say if you take this class, you'll manifest dumb shit. You probably won't manifest dumb shit, and you don't realize that what you want is dumb, so you'll just continuously want dumb shit. So the Law of Attraction lecture will take place September 4th, and it's just going to be information that you need in reference to the Law of Attraction. When you're ready to utilize the Law of Attraction, it'll be available. Because in reference to the Law of Attraction, it's in effect right now as we speak in every perpetual conscious motion movement. But if you want a formal educational course, one of many, please sign up. Link is in my description. But yes, we will tap into big mermaid energy, and we will be tapping into big Hermit vibes. And the reason that I say that is because throughout these past 3 to 4 weeks, we've been referencing Venus transiting Leo, conjuncting Mars, opposing Saturn, opposing Jupiter. Now she's out doing her own thing. She's about to set her seed into the earth and blossom into what? Big mermaid energy. And what is big mermaid energy? It is the intense unconscious feelings becoming real. So if you hate your baby daddy, if you hate your baby mama, you hate your existence low key but high key fronting on Instagram like you got it together, well, the real shit is going to come to the surface and the fake shit will dwindle away and you'll be sad about it. However, if you were tapped in and tuned in to authentic, genuine energy, you will be ready for the big mermaid energy to take place as Venus transits Virgo. And we talking about sidereal astrology. The reason why I say sidereal astrology, because a tropical astrologer say it's based on the seasons. It's based on the fall equinox and the summer solstice and the winter. Bruh, how would a system in reference to the planet have to do with the seasons? Because the winter in America, fam, is the summer in South Africa. So how the hell you gonna have a whole planetary system based upon Western seasons? Make it make sense when it's the whole planet involved in this particular science. So when we talk about sidereal placements, we are talking about the placements that we are experiencing today. The same way that you go into a weatherman and you say, what's the weather for today, fam? You don't say, based upon our particular calculations, let's progress this actual thing 20 degrees ahead and then let's figure out what the weather is going to be a month from now. Precisely. I mean, give me a reading on it and I'm going to live my life by what the weather is going to be 20 days from now. That don't make sense. So we here to get the real in sidereal astrology. And, you know, this is a wormhole too, because at the end of the day, everybody's saying the new moon is in Leo and the new moon is not in Leo. The new moon was in the beautiful, wonderful Cancer energy. And there was such big mermaid energy available for you that if you did not tap in to your subconscious, relaxation, fall back in the crib, cleaned up the crib, you understand? Fuck a portal. You know what I'm saying? Your home is a portal. You understand? Fuck a lion. We don't care about lions today. We still in that Cancerian energy. It's still a vibe. I got a playlist on Spotify. Just type new moon and sidereal Cancer. Nothing but vibes to bring you into alignment because this is still a new moon transit, right? It's the 9th, a day after. So all the sensationalism is going. You can still, I want to say set your intentions, but that's a misnomer. It's time to just understand who you are at this particular point. Because if you don't understand who you are, you setting dumbass intentions. What am I talking about? When you was a kid, you had the intention for ice cream. And if I told you had magical powers when you was 9 years old, you would manifest a whole fortress of ice cream. And by the time you got 18, all of that ice cream would have been done melted, rolled it, spoiled and rotted and all this type nasty stuff. Because our intentions are only to the level of our awareness of who we are. So when we tap into these big hermit vibes, when you just in the crib, tuned in and tapped into who you are, the most important thing is realizing who you are and then coming up to the greater conclusion of what you could bring to the collective. So in this conversation, it might be confusing when I say that you're not as important. It's the day after the new moon. Yes, sir. Still the new moon, though. Still a time to realign and understand the power of your pineal gland. But it's a hard thing to understand the power of your pineal gland when you're not grounded. It's a hard thing to understand your pineal gland when you triggered by every single emotion and you in fear for your life and ain't nothing really bad even knocking at your door. You just watch too many Netflix horror movies and things of that nature. Your pineal gland is going to suffer when you ain't able to express your true self. Your pineal gland is going to suffer when you can't even receive love and you can't even give love. You just in some kind of island, right? Of social media, Instagram likes and things of that nature. Because the reality of the world has become completely desensitized to you. So when you talk about your pineal gland, it's hard for us to really tap in and tune in to new moons. And then when you try to get some accurate astrological information, niggas is lying to you, telling you that the new moon is in Leo. That's fucked. It's fucked up out here. Cause ain't nowhere that the new moon was in Leo. It was never in Leo, right? But a majority of astrologers said that the new moon is in Leo. Flat out lie, right? And all of it is people listening to other people or looking online. If you had an astrology or an astronomy app, everybody could bear witness just like me that the new moon was in Cancer. And the craziest shit is that everybody, whoever's an influencer, whoever's a spiritual person, is telling you that the new moon is in Leo. And my thing is, 2-3 years ago, family, and the people have been rocking with me, niggas didn't even care about new moons. Even astrologers didn't care about new moons and full moons like I did. They would just be talking about random astrological shit. This in the 3rd house, that in the 4th house, trying to build their channel up. They wasn't trying to track this shit from new moon to full moon. Then it's like I came on the scene, dropping the downloads, and motherfucker said, oh, this is the wave. Let me hop on this wave. And my thing is, I used to be like, yeah, the new moon is in a Western sign. The full moon is in a Western sign. But I kept studying and I kept studying and I kept studying. And I realized, oh, this Western shit is a lie. I'm not gonna trip. I told people on my daily energy readings, I said, y'all, I've been talking about this Western tropical stuff. I'm going to slowly transition us out of it and move us into pure sidereal astrology because that's right. I was wrong. Now I'm changing and switching up. Now, that's very important for a person to acknowledge in reference to astrology. Because tropical astrology don't make no sense. It don't make not nan lick of sense for us to, if ever... I give too many examples of how tropical astrology don't make no sense, right? Too many examples of tropical astrology not making no sense. If you had an address and your address was 920 and somebody sent that package to 940 and said, because of the precessions of the equinox, we moved your address up 40 spots. You would say that don't even make no fucking sense. I literally wrote down my address was 920 and you delivered it to 940. If I said, meet me at 12 o'clock and you came at 12:21 and you said, because of the precession of the equinoxes, I'm coming 22 minutes after the date that you stated, you said you're fired. You're not getting hired. I literally told you that this interview was at 12 and you came at 12:20 because of what? Western astrology? Well, blame Western astrology why you ain't got no food tonight because you ain't getting no damn job. Okay? We're talking about the exact place. Well, I'm specifically... I don't know what nobody else talking about. I'm specifically talking about the exact placements or in reference to future exact placements when we talk about Venus transiting in Virgo and how serious it is today. Not 20 days from now. I don't know what's going to happen 20 days from now. 20 days from now is not even a concept that even would resonate with me because we all are energies and entities existing in the perpetual now. So, little overview, little drop of what I'm going to be talking about throughout the day. And I'm going to just go over the astrology one time for the one time and dive into the build. And this purple is really crushing it with my background. Jeff, I need more of these purples. I need this exact purple to match with this background. You feel me? You file me? So we're going to be we're going to be addressing, so this chart to the right hand corner is a little bit progressed into like Thursday. Venus will move fast into Virgo. She ready to get into Virgo for some reason, because this fire in Leo is too hot. Everybody trying to be a little hot thotty pachati, whatever the case may be. Venus through Leo, you might have felt an upkick in succubi and incubi energy. Meaning that people, like, if a person love you, if a person want you, they can find you and get up on your ass, right? So you got to be real careful with Instagram and things of that nature. And I know for a fact that it's very important for me to do spiritual work before I go to sleep or get up and do something, as opposed to laying in the bed, right? Because when you lay in the bed, you be like, oh shit, I'm horny. And then you start playing with yourself. The whole time you getting fucked by a succubi and an incubi, and you don't even realize that shit. So Venus going into Virgo, these seeds are being planted. So ultimately, is being aware of people's sexual desire for you. And I don't know where y'all going to take it moving into the fall, moving into winter, but it's definitely people that want you super bad, right? And they're coming in alternate dimensions to get them buns. So, like I say all the time, be sure to go to sleep with a condom, because Mars is still in Leo. So, and we dealing with masculine spiritual energy. Masculine spiritual energy for the layman is prosperity work or deep financial wealth, right? That's a masculine energy. Even when people like, well, I'm about to get my money and things of that nature, whether we know it or not, we putting off a masculine scent. Like, I got my money. That's big masculine energy. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, because at the end of the day, tap into your masculine energy. But for people who are trying to get some money, trying to get some resources, trying to get some funds, this is the time to. Mars and Leo is like very fire, very passionate. And this passion ultimately can fall into the realms of sex, relationships. But the higher level of it is moving into the realms of, I would say, wealth, you know, because at the same time you could be with somebody, right, and y'all don't do shit, right? Y'all just be spending money, going out, talking, hee hee ha ha, and not really doing shit, not really doing nothing, right? And over a time period of past, y'all done fucked, y'all done traveled, realized that y'all don't really like each other like that, and time is wasted, right? If you got the mind to understand that, all right, it's not about me diving in and getting some buns right now, or being the bun entrepreneur, you know, giving out bun jobs and things of that nature. Like, you're reserved in your bunship. Like, you're not on the realms of sexual energy. Even in your partnerships, there's a different mindset. And if you could adjust and tap into this different mindset, it's so much wealth available, because the sun is going to transit into Leo. Mercury is going to be in Leo. Mars is going to be in Leo. And all of this Leo energy, in the most simplest sense, it's like fake it till you make it energy. And if you don't understand like that the reality is based upon a fake it till you make it disposition, but you just got to find the area where you more comfortable at faking at, then you wouldn't necessarily understand shit, because you really think that these conscious people is dead ass serious with this shit. Like therapists, readers, things of that nature, they ain't doing that shit for them, right? Or let me rephrase that. They're not doing that shit for you. They're doing that shit for them. Because if I'm a therapist, right? And let's say, for instance, I got 10 people that I'm doing a therapy. At what point do I start caring about the people that I'm giving therapies to's life for real? In reality, by law, I can't. I can't even involve myself in your personal affairs for real. I just got to actually listen to you and make sure that I get the check. As long as I get the check, as long as I get the bag, that's the most important thing as a therapist. So when people tell you to get therapy, that's just something to say. Unless you need therapy, like physical therapy, mental therapy, you just went through a trauma, you going through grief. But in essence, you got to get over yourself. In essence, you got to get over the sexual shit. Like, it's very hard for us to talk about Leo energy for real. And to, like, because you're talking about the spine, you're talking about Kundalini, and ultimately, I realized that I could be wasting a lot of time, right? How am I wasting a lot of time? Because if you do not want Kundalini, you're not going to get it. If you want therapy, you're going to get therapy. And you're going to say that therapy session was good, right? But at the same time, you done spent a large percentage of your finances. And that's the get down. That's the get down. Because when it comes to life, right? Let's say philosophy versus being awakened or being conscious. A lot of people come into this seeking out an end, right? It's like, I don't need spirituality for real, but I do need it when I need it. And since you're such a good guy, you'll be available to me, right? Spirituality is a perpetual development. It's a philosophy, meaning that you love the wisdom. And every day I wake up, I seek more wisdom. So it's not ever a point of throwing on a crown or seeking out an end to the study. It is every single day of growth and development in the realms of the mystery. There's too much to ever know about the mystery. And this is what makes you a natural witch, a natural sorcerer, or have the ability to conjure or tap into big mermaid energy. I would have went forever on that overview, so I'm going to just dive into it, okay? So yes, big mermaid energy. So I'm using this as an analogy. We be like, oh, Hood, I'm a dude. I can't tap into no big mermaid energy. Now, can you, is it a such thing as big merman energy, Hood? I don't know about the big mermaid energy, Hood. Can it be big Aquaman energy, Hood? Why do it gotta be big mermaid energy, Hood? I don't like that. It's symbolism and it's code for understanding energy. Big Olokun, big Yemiya, big Oshun, right? I'm talking about the subconscious mind. I'm talking about the ocean. I'm talking about the web of ancestors that my people just don't want, but it is available to you. Y'all like figure it out. Hold on, but I need to, hold on. You said big mermaid energy, but first let me get my hair done first. Let me get my makeup. I need a good outfit. And I need to pregame. I need a man. I don't got no kids yet. Big mermaid energy. Let me prepare for that, Hood. No, and it's just like, yo, you just gotta want it. And you putting all of this shit before it because you just don't want it. You got the available energy of the ocean at your fingertips. It's tied into your meditation. But you know what's in between you and your meditation? Your distractions. And when it comes to your distractions and your relationships, all right, let's deal with this because sometimes I go too far. Sometimes I go too far. Sometimes I go too far. You ever been in school and your teacher was like, pay attention, Karma. Pay attention, David. Right? And get frustrated at you for not paying attention. Right? But then if you really think about it, who taught you attention? Who taught you mindfulness? Who taught you compassion? Who taught you to value your education? But they throw you into these environments without giving you crucial internal. Who taught you how to listen? What if I told you you need to go to a full-on college course to learn this shit, right? And then at the end of the day, they're like, you don't pay attention. Well, who taught me how to pay attention? You put in this standard on me. You put me in this environment and you do not give me the skills to which I should succeed. So when we talk about meditation, when we talk about reading books, y'all niggas hate that shit for real, for real. Because nobody taught you how to pay attention to the words and things of that nature. I try to get on here like, you know, if you buy a book, buy a notebook that assists you with that book. Don't just read a book. You can't just read a book, fam. You ain't recording nothing. Because all of them books you got on your bookshelf, I'll pull one down the shelf. Tell me about this book. You wouldn't know shit that's in that book. You ain't Meteor Man, fam. You not Meteor Man, fam. You never got that superpower at the end of the day. So you need to learn this shit, like at a root, understandable level. See, this is why it's going to be hard to deal with Venus and Virgo, because we have a choice. You could sit here for the rest of your life and do divinations to Olokun, wealth divinations to Olokun. You can always say to yourself, I am a wealth magnet. Money flies to me. I'm so wealthy and so powerful. Right? You can do all of these things and manifest that shit because you have access to anything. You can even manifest being hurt. You can manifest being a hood rat. You can manifest being a broke ass nigga, right? You can manifest being a lame. You can manifest being a beta. You can manifest being an alpha. You can manifest being an omega. You can manifest being an omega sci-fi. The possibilities are endless in the realms of imagination and black people. But when it comes to soul work, we want to stop. And say, hold up. I'm not too interested in that. I got to get my hair done first. I gotta get my makeup done first. You said soul work could? Wait a second. Wait a second. You hold on. Soul work? You meaning that I just can't listen to people on YouTube all day? I mean, because I got a whole list of spiritual people that I live. That's so irritating and aggravating. I listen to him. I listen to him. I listen to him. I listen to her. I listen to her. I listen to her. This person helped me do this. These people ain't help you do shit. They on the internet for them and their brand and their coin. If you click on their video or don't click on their video, their life goes on. You thinking that these people care to help you when they're caring to help themselves. Me included. I'm just not afraid to say it. Because if I was on YouTube and ain't nobody click on my video and things of that nature, I wouldn't do this shit. Obviously, when you have a connection, you want to dive deeper into that connection. But the difference between me, I keep it blood raw because I'll give you this whole video. And if you smart enough to take notes and understand the things that I'm saying and relate it to your daily life, you will be a master. You will be the leader of your tribe. Because you have access to the Olokun realm. You have access to the big mermaid energy. And the people around you, they don't know nothing about the shit that I'm saying. I guarantee you, 50 million hours of content of YouTube is loaded every single day. I said 50 million hours. This is a grateful, fortunate occurrence of life for this moment to be taking place. Because at the end of the day, ain't no guarantee that when I upload a video or go live, anybody is going to click on that shit. So I obviously would have the mindset to give intensely to the listener. Like I would have to give that. I would have to, right? Our dreams are continually saying things beyond our conscious comprehension, which is why they are so useful in therapy of neurosis. We have intimations and intuitions from unknown sources. Fears, moods, plans, and hopes come to us with no visible causation. These concrete experiences are at the bottom of our feeling that we know ourselves very little. These concrete experiences are at the bottom of our feeling that we know ourselves very little. At the bottom, too, of the painful conjecture that we may have surprises in store for ourselves. I'm saying once you tune in and tap into the soul realm, you are constantly surprising yourself. And you are acknowledging the best version of yourself to manifest and to materialize into this life. When you tune in and tap into other frequencies other than yourself, and the reason why you don't tune in and tap into other frequencies of yourself is because you cannot pay attention. It's not desirable. You get nothing from it. I tell people all the time, put a YouTube video out. Like read a book. Separate the book into chapters and notes, and each of your notes, condense it into a simple understanding, and put a YouTube video out. You'll never forget what you read in that book. You'll apply the things that you read in your book through the redundancy. You'll build an audience of people that you can serve consistently. I'm speaking in fucking a foreign language to y'all at this point. Niggas want to sit around and watch other people do shit when 50 million out, like you can't fathom 50 million hours of content, fam. If you think that you personally are important or unimportant, 50 million hours of content a day, like what kind of servers do YouTube be having for real? Like they got content from 2007 on this platform. It is crazy. So when we meditate, when we bring attention to ourselves, we're also once we get past ourselves, let me say, because our emotional, mental, and physical responses to the self is just a block to the collective unconscious. So when you say I, me, we, they, us, my family, my personal existence, you're essentially a dumbass in the reference to the collective unconscious, because part of you is the collective. Like you are the collective. Like you are a part of the collective. This is why sharing is caring. But a share is a section. Like a share, if I gave you a share of this stock, if the stock go to 1 million, that particular aspect of it goes to 1 million as well. The share in the whole is 1. So when you serve the collective unconscious, who are you serving? That's a little quick quiz as I drink from my hood in the morning cup, sold exclusively at ColumbianExchange.com. When you serve the collective unconscious, who are you serving? I want to know if y'all got a mind to think, or am I just rambling, mumbo jumbling? Who are you serving when you serve the collective unconscious? If you are a share or a part of the collective unconscious. Come on, man. This ain't a hard question. And I know it's a serious lag, but somebody say, I don't know, or something like that. Is the lag that long? Goodness gracious. Or y'all just don't know? Just yourself. There we go. Damn it. Damn it. I was about to say, goodness gracious. No, you serve yourself when you serve you don't serve everybody, because there's no such thing as everybody. There is a collective unconscious that you are a part of. You are a vital, integral part of the collective unconscious. When you serve that collective unconscious, you are essentially serving yourself. But caring about yourself entirely is completely narcissistic. Elijah Green 144 on Instagram if you want the hats. If you in DC, hit my man up, especially if you like to ride bikes and smoke weird things when you ride bikes through Washington DC. Hit up my man Jeff Elijah 144 on the Insta. Search for Elijah Green on the Insta. You are serving yourself. So my artists out there who tried to get their music career off the ground. Nigga, it's not your music career, fam. It is the collective unconscious that you could serve because you have access to the beauty of life. Because the beauty of life resides in you. This is why you can sing. This is why you can play the bass guitar. This is why you can play the drum. You get a share. You get an aspect of the divine feminine. Now you have to connect with other artists. You have to connect with other musicians. You have to merge this energy. Can't be chaotic. You work it into a song tied into La Sarine. La Sarine is the mermaid. I need to get books and read to y'all because everything that I say be sounding crazy as shit. And it's like mermaid, singer. I don't know what you talking about, Hood. So you want me to be a mermaid and a singer? Got it. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but it do sound good now that you say it like that. Mama, what, baby? Hood Mystic said I could be a mermaid and a singer. La Sarine is the mermaid. Her human qualities give her access to the mysteries of the land, while her realm is the ocean or the world womb. She is the great bridge between those who inhabit the fathomless depths of the seas and the creatures of the dry land. La Sarine, as her name implies, is a loa responsible for the sacred songs of the voodoo ceremony. La Sarine is the mermaid. I'm going to just repeat that. These songs combine music and the word to generate the fascination that helps to strongly focus the attention of the voodoo devotees. So, ultimately, you may have a talent. And you're trying to get your career off the ground and you think that is your career. And it is not your career. It is our gift. It's the world's gift. But your personal understanding of yourself is like you know what time of the day it is. You know what time the deal is. In reality, you don't know shit. You got to give it to your meditation. You got to give it to your intuition. You got to give it to walking in the park. You could be walking in the park, right? Like a nice park in the suburbs, right? And you a hood booger. But you could be walking in the park next to a goddamn millionaire. So you got all of this money, fam. You got 7 figures in the bank, 10 figures in the bank, and your ass is at the park with me. Make that make sense? Shouldn't you just be spending money on some shit? Meaning that your ability to tap in and tune into nature and tap in and tune into the collective unconscious is not a reflection of the money that you have. It's not a reflection of how beautiful you are. It's not a reflection of your gender. It's not a reflection of your race. It's a reflection of your intention. And the words and the songs that you tune in and tap into, because words and songs, in the beginning there was the word. So the word is the most. So in the beginning there was the word, and then you have tantra, was a combination of tattva and mantra. Mantra being sound and tattva being a spiritual truth. So what I'm saying is, you could be so caught up in the spell on top of a spell in reference to the words and the songs that you choose to impose or invoke upon the self. I know men do it. I don't know if girls do it. Cause you ain't never seen niggas ride up to a drive-by listening to John Coltrane and Alice Coltrane and things of that nature. Talking about we about to do a 187 on these niggas listening to John Coltrane. You ain't never seen it. They be listening to Future, Chief Keef, and somebody else. And y'all telling me that a mantra and a tattva, which equates to a tantra, isn't life. What y'all don't understand is that y'all was young children on bullshit for a majority of y'all youngness, and that was because y'all was under a spell. And that spell was in the music, songs, and words that you invoked. And then you internalized it and made it true. Only thing is, when you internalized it and you wish for it, it never manifests the way that you wanted it to manifest like somebody else. But the overall key to that is that you never tuned into self and seen what the soul wanted. You was thinking that you was supposed to live like Baby and Birdman and them niggas and back that ass up and all of that. When in reality, your subconscious and your unconscious collective and being able to tap into that is going to lead you in a whole new direction that you never knew that you could get into. And you're going to be trapped in your vortex because you understand that it's about serving this collective. This is when they say find your niche or find your market. So when you think of creative thinking, when you think of artistry, it's going to reduce down to a psychic channel. Meaning that this whole show laid out, once I laid this show out, I was like, damn, I never could have thought of all of this shit. This has to be a psychic channel. No way that my mind can process all of this shit. There's no way that I could even formulate the words. It's to the point that I'm not saying shit. Kyrie in the background chilling, sipping his tea like you normally do. But if you have a gift, if you have a talent, if you have a psychic channel, you are not supposed to sit on that shit. Just like philosophy is a constant elevation, there's not a philosophy award. I don't care if 1 million people came up to me and said, "Hey, Mystic, you the deepest nigga ever." I'd have said, no, I'm not. I'm a philosopher. I just love wisdom. I love wisdom so much that I would investigate wisdom every single day. And I'm not going to investigate wisdom for the sake of investigating wisdom and it get me hard and horny and shit and walking down the street. Like I know some shit, but I ain't telling nobody shit. Because that will never get you off. The idea is to learn and figure out a way to give back. Very simple shit. So let's talk about, we're going to talk about Venus again, but I'm going to set the seed, no pun intended, on the mindset when you think about the collective and conscious versus the energy that you are giving. Are you giving energy for people to suffer? Or are you giving energy for people to enjoy? Like, if you in a relationship, are you giving the energy to your wife that she can enjoy life? Or are you giving the energy to your husband so he can suffer? And so what drives you to give the energy for him to suffer, to want him to suffer, or to want her to suffer? That energy is shared. And these are the seeds that people are going to place. And these seeds, unfortunately or fortunately, they're going to calcify. They're going to become real because they're going to become what is called an obsession. And when you're obsessed with something, when you're obsessed with an outcome, you as well as planted a seed, watered it and nurtured it and brought it to life. The hard part about these particular seeds for a large percentage of people are going to be negative doom and gloom energies because we have free will. And the will is the power to manifest that from the unseen to the seen. But if you don't understand certain things about mind control and hypnosis and all of these, you come into a relationship with a person and I don't know if the person loved you or you loved them. I don't even know no more. But goodness gracious, when was the last time have you heard somebody talking about giving energy to their partner so they could enjoy life? The last thing I heard was from my wife watcher. Her name is something Brown. She an Instagram influencer and she got a husband. And she said that she made enough money. Tabitha Brown, she made enough money that her husband could retire. And you know what? People was mad about that shit. Like, how are you working and now he can retire and shit like that? Because she understood that it was part of her lot to give her husband a life that he could enjoy. Y'all got a problem with that because ain't nobody never did no nice shit for y'all. But maybe if you made it a point, a regular occurrence, to give positive energy, you would find a vibrational match. But since you are in the space where you're giving negative energy, you're simply finding vibrational matches to your negative energy. And the magnet to it, even you, if you abhor a negative magnet for whatever reason, and you attract negative energy, and essentially, it's because you hold that. Now, if you attract positive energy, it's because you hold that frequency as well. So, as we discuss Venus transited in through Virgo, we'll be watching it like a watchdog like we do. There will be a Venus opposed Neptune reference at some point. Neptune in the energy of Pisces. Venus is in the energy of the Sabian symbol, 29 degrees Cancer, is a mermaid. So if you put Neptune in Pisces opposed Venus at the 29 degree of Cancer or Leo, and Mermaid, that's big mermaid energy. Now, big mermaid energy gives us the access to tap into the collective unconscious. And then we could say, I want to serve the collective unconsciousness with enjoyment energy because that's the vortex of energy that I want to experience. Or we could say, I want my personal collective unconscious to suffer because that is the energy that I want to experience. Hopefully, I make the choice very simple and easy for you to make in reference to your collective unconscious, and you know exactly what to do. You could tune in and tap into your soul group and say, here go enjoyment energy. I read this book, I decoded this book, and here go a dope YouTube video because I know you gonna need this because I need this shit too. If I ain't never taught a course, if I ain't never wrote a book that I benefited off of first, now I would have never put the shit out. Meaning that it's shit that I could write about, but I haven't benefited from it. So when we talk about the law of attraction a little later, it's only because I'm benefited from the shit like super duper that I'm even going forward with the course. But let's talk about these big hermit vibes. Big hermit vibes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Damn. Something I was about to say about R. Kelly. Oh, I wasn't going to say something. I was going to do something. I was going to take the Boondocks trial of R. Kelly, and then I was going to do a transition, a dissolve, like a slow dissolve into the, like, today of, like, R. Kelly going on trial. Like, the Boondocks is our Simpsons, fam. Like, the Boondocks don't never. Aaron Magruder, you are a prophet. You are a god amongst men, dog. Fuck out of here. He really had a trial of R. Kelly, and R. Kelly is really going through trial. That's crazy. But I digress. Big Hermit energy, Mercury, and that big Leo energy oppose Pluto. Well, I'm sorry, oppose Jupiter, and that big Aquarius energy. So Jupiter in Aquarius is trying to figure out what the fuck you can do out here in these streets. And the level and the deacon or the Sabian symbol for that Jupiter placement is in healing. So what that reads to me is that people want to expand, people want to get the most money, people want to get the fine little hottie, people want to get the Benz. Oh, if I get a Benz, I'm gonna feel better. Right? But they don't want to do no healing. So even if you get the Benz, even if you get the hottie patati, even if you get the vacation to St. Tropez, if you do not heal internally, you still got to deal with the lack of healing. I don't know how else to say that. So until you start to deal with your internal healing, you won't be able to see the collective unconscious because you too butt hurt and too butt strong to get your shit off. No, I just need this. No, I just need that. And trust me, you're going to be like that, but you're going to get the fuck away from me with that energy. I tell you that. I guarantee you that I have no tolerance for a I'm worried about me type of individual at all. It's not that I don't like you. It's just that my whole life has changed. I told you I was going to sing it. Since you came in, I knew back then you weren't that special. That's just it. You weren't that special. Nobody is more special than your peace. Nobody is more special than your healing. Sometimes you be going through shit. I promise you. You'll go through shit, and I promise you, if you say, look, I'm going to heal myself first, and I'm going to get back to this, you'll never go wrong. But if you go forward without healing yourself, you'll have to come back to that point where you need to heal. But the beautiful part about it is that you don't necessarily have to go back. You can choose healing right now. Mercury opposed Jupiter. So Mercury in Leo at the beginning of Leo deals a lot with specifically semen retention and raising that semen up the spine. And for women, it's massive amounts of orgasms. Multiple orgasms. And if you like Mercury and Leo, you cannot just be acting like you just supposed to live life not orgasmic. Like why wouldn't you be orgasmic? I'm gonna just ask that question. What's the reason for not being orgasmic? So why we say big Hermit vibes? I don't got cards with me. I don't got a book with me. But if you look at the Hermit card in the Rider Tarot deck, it's like some sperm there, and we know the sperm is Mercury. And we know that Mercury rules Virgo. And the Hermit card is the card that rules Virgo. But what is Virgo? Virgo is two things, but it's the same thing. Virgo is putting a seed into water. Hydroponic, but seed into dirt, add water, voila, you got a plant. That's one thing. The second thing Mercury is sperm retention or orgasmic life that enacts the Kundalini to activate and rise up the spine. Those are two different things, but they are the same thing. One thing we bear witness to all the time. The second thing, we are deeply skeptical into believing that we are spiritual entities that have dominion over the earth. And the reason that we do not know that is because we do not absorb alkaline energy of the earth that grew from the same energy that we are sussing out. We are absorbing processed foods. We are absorbing Cheetos. And maybe not you, but the melanated people in your community, they are not tuned in and tapped into the nature, alkaline energy of the earth. And at a certain point, they don't even want it. So at a certain point, you have to be mature and not try to save nobody. But it's a very important point to tune in and tap into the alkaline energy of the earth through the herbs. Now, the herbs could represent earth, but sometimes the herbs represent air because they really tap into your modality of thinking. You drink enough tea, fam. You drink enough herbal tea, you start to think differently. More or less because you've cleared out all of the bullshit. But you gotta want it. You gotta want to be clear. So to want to be clear is a level of maturity because y'all really want to go to Lollapalooza and things of that nature and parties and clubs and get-togethers and vacations and trips and hood. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's what you want and you don't got it. I mean, if you got it, you shouldn't want it. But if you don't got it, you just don't like. So what you want, like this is your goal. You want to put yourself in a position to do shit. Meaning that when you're at home or you're off work or it's a weekend where you're not traveling or you're not doing no fly shit, you conscious niggas be like, I'm bored. You bored? And you how old? 30. You don't open up a damn book, start reading some shit, fam. What the fuck you mean you bored? You are a child. You are a kid. You not really, it's hard. It's going to be hard for a person to actually build with you if you don't fully understand that they're like, you should have learned this as a little child, fam. There aren't any bored situations. There are just boring people. And for a majority of people, like crossing over into 30, 40, 50, still immature as fuck, right? Still don't know nothing from nothing. And then when you start talking this hot spiritual shit, they don't want to actually take a second and say, shit, I need to learn, right? They don't never want to sit down and learn because they got a degree from a white boy university. You ain't never seen a nigga more egoic than a person with a goddamn degree. Oh, I tell you one thing that's more egoic than a person with a degree. A person that's from a damn sorority or fraternity. You ain't never seen a more egoic person, a person that don't give a fuck about you, than a person that got a degree and that was a part of a sorority or fraternity. They could give a shit about you, fam. So they are dependent on their actual degree. They are dependent on their actual group. But where we come in as outsiders and people who chose the soul is that we are dependent on our soul. And we are dependent on our intuition. See, these people may have directives, but what if they directives say, go jump off this cliff? And 10 times out of 10, that's all they are is foot soldiers and pawns to a greater game that they know not of. So when it comes to something that you need to learn, it's going to be you stepping away from everybody that you know. Especially the high and mighty black people. You got to step the fuck away from them, fam. Because they got them degrees and you can't tell them people shit, fam. They gonna look at you like they better than you, fam. And that's just the way it is out here in these streets. That degree do something to their brain, fam. And they would look at me in the reverence of me referencing the spiritual energy. And I've been here day in and day out like a fucking Rhodes Scholar with this shit. But since I'm not accredited by the goddamn enemy's institution, which I've made a conscious decision not to be a part of it, it's something wrong with me. My whole life has changed since you've been in. I know back when you were that special one. And I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Because at the end of the day, it's not good or bad. It's not right or wrong. It's differences. I'm a different type of person out here in these streets. You a different type of person out here in these streets. You need to match with the energies that match with your differences. Like, you first understand that you are different, and then you match with people who are different like you different. The problem is we trying to get with people that's trying to tap into the matrix. And we trying to get away from the matrix, and the people like, no, we need to really tap into this. They giving out PPP loans and things of that nature and checks and shit like that. Let's get a check. And it's like, no, everything that's happened is to pull us away from this matrix. So quite simple. This Mercury opposed Jupiter would to really pull us in a space where we're not picking and choosing on how we feel about it. Is it good? Is it bad? No, shit is just different, and shit is not a vibrational match. And if I could acknowledge things that are not a vibrational match, then I can move forward. It's just different, right? Because ultimately what you say when things are good or when things are bad, you move yourself out of opposition. Right? So like it's like a thermometer. And it's like, well, I want a thermometer that only read hot temperatures, and I want a thermometer that only read cold temperatures. Well, that's not the purpose of a thermometer. A thermometer is to tell you whether the temperature is 40 degrees or the temperature is 80 degrees. So when we look at an opposition, we're essentially saying it's going to be some hot shit and it's going to be some cold shit. Right? But when we say it's some right shit or some wrong shit, it's some good shit or some bad shit, now we're in the realms of emotions and blockages and stagnancy. But when we unify the fact that, okay, I don't care what's going on outside, I am tuned in and tapped into my Kundalini raising. And even if I knew the answers, right now I need to heal. That's two things that we unify, right? It's not to say healing is good and then maturity is bad. So let me choose on what should I do. Should I heal or should I be mature? Maturity is healing. So Jupiter represents the healing that will lead to a greater expansion, greater ease, because when you heal, life becomes easier. Healing would be simply to just tune into nature, as opposed to just seeking a million shortcuts. Because think about all of the shortcuts that you take, all of the classes that you take, all of the coaches that you have. That's ironic how that's the long way. Listening to all of these people and all of these people giving you hacks and backdoors. And if you sign up to my course, if you just listen to me, if you just listen to her, if you just sign up here. At a certain point, you get to the point that I need to tune into nature. And if my nature says to listen to you, then I will. But other than that, I'm going to choose my soul first and I'm going to choose my soul last. Quite simply, when you focus on spiritual matters, you will be assisted in physical matters. But you have to want spiritual understanding. You have to want spiritual understanding so bad that you'll say, I trust in its outcome in the physical. But I'm not here for the physical. I'm here for the root existence. Now, you could do that, or you can focus solely on the physical problem. And I'm not about to talk. See, this is a spiritual temple. I dare not talk about what's happening in the outside world. The outside world is irrelevant. The only thing that's important is the spiritual energy, and the outside world is to confuse you. So if you focus solely on physical things, if you focus on one side of the spectrum versus the other side of the spectrum, you're not building spiritual energy. And one side of the spectrum is hot and the other side of the spectrum is cold. They're both uncomfortable. The most comfortable space is to find a temperance, or to find a balance. And this balance is being aware of all of the spiritual energy that you have. How do you become aware of all of the spiritual energy that you have? You raise Kundalini. You bring a light into your mind. You see what the fuck is wrong with you. And then you say, you know what? I'm going to tune in and tap into healing me. Figuring out my shit. Because once you figure out your shit, because this is real conversations that you have with yourself. This is not the Instagram subscribers. This is not none of this shit that's happening online or in the real world. How your family feel about you. Oh, because you a baddie. Oh, because you got muscles, people is like, oh, because you got money, people acting like you don't got problems and things of that nature. The value of psychology benefits the richest man on the world and the poorest man on the world, because both of those people are letting a subjection come into their internal realization. And people can only tell you that you're rich, can only tell you that you're poor. Inside, you know what time it is. This is why you can see many people young get a lot of money and then OD off drugs and shit like that. They had all the talent in the world. They had all the money in the world, but they was not aware of their spiritual energy. They allowed themselves to get led off a cliff. Okay? And that's where we at with it. And since most people do not heal, if you poor, you don't heal. If you rich, you don't heal. Because when you poor, you just trying to figure out how to get rich. And when you rich, you just trying to figure out how to get richer. None of these people figure out how to heal. Right? And since we don't know how to heal, since we don't tune into spiritual power, since we don't tune into the alkaline world of the herbal energies, the alkaline. See, we are melanated people. What suits us best is herbs. Good old-fashioned herbs and teas and things of that nature, and gardening and things like that. That's what suits us and helps us. What we tend to do nowadays is just amplify and magnify our inconsistencies and our lack. So when you hear people say, I'm the spiritual this, or listen to this spiritual advice, I'm going to tell you a whole bunch of shit that worked for me that probably may or may not work for you based upon your skepticism. No, they don't tell you that. They tell you by listening to me, by following whatever I'm putting down, you will manifest. Y'all so concerned with manifesting that y'all don't even realize the tools and the techniques to manifest. Meaning that if you're so concerned about being a good basketball player, and I'm teaching you how to do foundational dribbles, and you like, no, I just want to hit a game-winning shot, you would never develop the ability to get to that game-winning shot, because it's all about fundamentals. So whatever you want in life, law of attraction, manifestation, all of this shit is available through building up spiritual power, through spiritual centers, through acts, right? But a majority of people that you listen to and tune into, they only know how to amplify or magnify or exaggerate their lack. I'm going to give you a breakdown or a rundown on the law of attraction, on why it don't work for most, because we too busy putting people on pedestals, and the only reason that they on pedestals is because they did yellow magic. If you want a full breakdown of yellow magic, you can get Real Magic. It's a book that's called Real Magic. I don't know who the author is. And then you want to get Liber Chaos. Real Magic by Isaac Bonewitz. Isaac Bonewitz. It's all about yellow magic. Yellow magic is ego magic. And the interesting thing about ego magic is foray into the realms of spirituality. Meaning that you can't trust a person talking about spirituality and spiritual things if they're not trying to reference the fact that all of this shit is bullshit if you don't believe it. I can give you all the techniques. I can give you all of the rundown play-by-play. I can give you all of the books, all of the notes. I can show you all of the dance steps. But if you turn out like old girl on that 80s hip-hop dance commercial, that's on you. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and open your head and walk like a thug, and walk like a thug, and left to the right, to the right, to the right. Some people call that dancing. So you could tell a person, you could show a person, but if a person is skeptical on their spiritual power, if a person don't fuck with their ancestors, if a person don't understand that this shit is real, if they don't understand herbs, if they don't understand the fact that you out here eating meat, fam, in 2021, you still eating meat. You still eating processed meat. You still going to fast food restaurants. You still pulling up to a McDonald's. And then you want to get online and be like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Maybe you are, but at a certain point, you're going to get tired. It's going to wear you out at a certain point. Because it's not for the exaggerators. It's for the real spiritual energy. But the thing about me, man, is that I like to reference how to build and generate spiritual energy from the comfort of your own house through books such as Chakra Nova and Astrology Explained. And I know that the books don't do shit for a person, but at least it's a startup. And at least I say like, well, I want it. I want spiritual power. I want to be tapped into myself. I'm tired of listening to these niggas, and listening to these people is getting me nowhere. I want to tune in and tap into myself. I'm tired of motherfuckers regurgitating shit off Google, acting like it's spirituality. Tell me how that makes sense. And it's like, damn, I put this whole conversation through channel, and it's like a seamless conscious thought. I was dreaming, thinking about this shit all last night, all times I was sleeping, like this same conversation. The conversation that I had was literally like 4 hours long, and it just stayed stored in my mind in reference to the astrology and how it relates to the human beings out here in these streets today. So people say, well, the CDC and the president and the government and these are the people that hold the true power over the people. But I say that the people who tuned in and tap into their chakras and raise their kundalini are the true authority. And this is why I'm shadow banned. This is why you won't see me, right? But you'll see everybody take my information and remix it and flip it and put it on their platforms and things like that. And then they'll be breaking down and shit. Like, I can't, like, you motherfuckers be, like, I sat and watched these spiritual people talk about demons in 2017, 2016, 2018. These niggas was on their demon kick. They were like, hey, you should fuck with these demons. You should fuck with these ghosts, the Goetia, all of these genies. Just fuck with them. They'll help you with your rent, and they'll help you get a nigga and dark magic and all of this shit. Soon as COVID came around, they like, make sure you get a knife, make sure you get a backpack, make sure you got some propellers. What I need propellers for? You might need to fly away, sis. I don't know. Like, get some propellers. Like, wait a second. What happened to the demons in 2017 and 2018 that y'all was You can check their channels out if you think I'm lying. They was demoned out, fam. And then 2019, 2020 came. Niggas started talking about astrology. Am I lying, fam? Tell me I'm lying. They went from demons to astrology like that. And didn't ever say, well, Hood, I've been listening to Hood Mystic and it changed me. I thought that spirituality was just a random set of occurrences that just like, you know, maybe today a piano will fall under me. Maybe if I do a money spell, I get money and all of this shit. When it could be that if you understand that, okay, you want to manifest some money. You got to learn fucking how, fam. Like, how the fuck you going to want to be a damn welder? You ain't never walked into a goddamn welder office like, yeah, I want a job. Well, what's your qualifications? I seen about 10 YouTube videos on how to weld, fam. I got this shit. Like, just give me my goddamn blowtorch and mask. I'll do whatever you need, fam. I seen, like, what do you mean? I'm subscribed to the welder on YouTube page. I got this shit. Don't worry about it. Never in a million years. So when it comes to spiritual power, you got to understand that it's a level of understanding that if you do not know it, don't assume you know it. And if you don't want it, don't fuck with it. If you want your baby daddy back, get your fucking baby daddy back. If you want some fucking money, get some fucking money. If you want a job, get a fucking job. But leave the spiritual shit alone. Because you'll try to bring the spiritual shit into your baby daddy. And 10 times out of 10, spirit been pushing that nigga away for years. Like, no. Getting stiff-armed like Edgar and James out here. And you don't even realize your ancestors protecting you from demonic energy. So when you activate your endocrine system, when you activate your third eye, when you activate your throat chakra, when you activate your root, all of these shits that we talk about week in, week out, we doing it because we the bosses. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Free Big Meech. Part of this energy is to free Demetrius Flannery out of federal prison. I send spiritual ashe because they don't need money. Shout out to the BMF on Showtime. I for sure needed a cameo in that show. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Season 2, let me know when the auditions is. I'm pulling up. I want to be in BMF Season 2. On my fucking mama and my kids, fam. Like, what? So Pluto Trine Venus is the transformation of spiritual energy or making spiritual energy real. When we integrate our shadow, you only see differences, right? When you integrate before you integrate your shadow, you see right or wrong or good and bad. But when you integrate your shadow, you see everything for what it is. And how we deal with these differences bring about a specific alignment to us in that particular time. And it's not going to be good. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be less. You might lose your job. You might lose your apartment. You might lose your boyfriend. You might lose your husband. You might lose a whole bunch of shit. But it's just going to be a different experience. It's not going to be a bad experience. It's not going to be a good experience. Because 10 times out of 10, your rent was way crazy than what you needed to be paying and that you could afford. And it's very important that if things are being taken away from you, that's your soul saying, pay attention to me, nigga. Pay attention to me, sis. And if you saying, well, I watched this video about manifesting. I watched this video about bringing a boyfriend into my life, and I'm gonna just focus in on what this video said. I ain't gonna really pay attention to my soul. You'll lose more and more shit. The moment you acknowledge your soul, you'll realize that purging and releasing is cool because everything down here is blocking you from your soul. So if you can understand personal spiritual development, you will deal with your personal and spiritual intuition. And that is in reference to the moment now. Now, when you look at your watch, I look at my watch all the time. You see my watch? Can y'all see my Audemars Piguet? Iced out. Y'all see me iced out, fam? Y'all see me fucking VVS diamond shining on y'all asses? Y'all see this iced out shit? I be looking at my watch like, what time is it? It's now. That's the most powerful thing you can do at a spiritual level. What time is it? Right now. Right now. To varying degrees.
You are now listening to the sounds of a garden.
So in this episode of the Law of Attraction, this episode of Law of Attraction is called Self-Interest. Every week we dedicate the final segment after the astrology to talk about Law of Attraction. You can sign up for the Law of Attraction in my description course, which takes place September 4th. It is a lecture. I'm not promising you that when you sign up to this Law of Attraction course that you will get a bubble eye Benz from 1999 and that you will be in the new Cash Money video, Back That Ass Up 2022 edition. Because the 2021 edition of Back That Ass Up was nasty. But I digress. Let's start off with narcissism and the narcissist flower. And it was an incredibly handsome young man or woman who belittled those who loved him, right? And there was another energy that saw Narcissus, or whatever his name was, Narcissus, the guy Narcissus. There was a girl behind him named Echo, and Echo could only repeat what was said to her. So the crazy part about the narcissist, he would look in the river and be like, I am so beautiful. And he would hear the echo, I am so beautiful. Right? And he got to a point where he was starving. And he would just be like, I am so hungry. And then you hear back, I am so hungry. And long story short, Narcissus died because Echo could only repeat to him the words that he was saying. Because he was under the spell of a river god, and this spell metamorphosized or materialized as the Narcissus flower. Now, the moral of the story to me is that you say the words to others that you want to hear back. But you take into account that everybody is going to fall into that shit. And the ill shit about it is that people be really tying into your narcissism. You might say some shit like, I'm beautiful, right? And the nigga come into your DMs like, good morning, beautiful. And you like, oh, this is the one right here. He's confirming my beliefs. Perfectly fine. But narcissism is when you don't think that the person admiring you has a mind, a heart, and a soul. So let's talk about self-interest. These are some serious questions I want you to think about. Do people outside of you think about themselves like you think about yourself? Or do you remind them of the things that you or them they should do based upon what you feel they should do? It's almost subconscious and almost unconscious to the fact of people reflecting on what they would have done if they were Kanye West, if they were DaBaby, if they were Lil Nas X, if they were Connie Chung, if they were Bryant Gumbel, if they were Philip Turner, if they were Philip Bailey. I wouldn't have sang reasons like that. I would have gave him some more bass. Well, you ain't Philip Bailey and you ain't part of the Earth, Wind, and Fire, so it's inconsequential what you would have done or what you wouldn't have done. So when you think about people, do you imagine that they have a mind of their own? Do they have a soul of their own? And do you assist them in finding that soul, or do you try to interject and be a distraction between them and their soul, and them to tie in and tune in to you, so into your energy? Because you are super important. This is what you tell yourself, and all you looking for is somebody else to agree with you. Think about that. In the realms of law of attraction, if you are so important and you want somebody else to agree with you, you will be waiting forever, because the fact probably is more so that you may be important, but essentially who's really important? If you in your mind, it's your mind and your body, it's almost naturally to make yourself feel important because you yourself. It's not a hard thing to do. Even more so, social media just allows us to exaggerate, amplify, or magnify the fact that we think that we are important, because we literally have to. It's not even a stretch. It's not even something that's going to be hard or difficult for us to establish within ourselves, hey, I'm important. Which is a cool thing, but now you want somebody else to agree with you and perpetuate your importance in and day out. So now, this is all law of attraction, because now you're single. If you get the Vortex by Abraham Hicks, the whole book is about relationships. Here I was thinking I'm about to get a bubble-eyed beans out of this book. I'm about to finally read the Vortex. It's like, you and your baby mama. What's the real deal about that? Oh shit. Abraham, why you go straight to me and my wife and shit like that? Why is you making that the issue to the Vortex? Give me the bubble-eyed beans and nothing else. I don't want to work on my relationships, Abraham. I just need $1 million. But I guarantee you, if you are super important, you are single, your money ain't together, you unhappy, because you waiting on people to see how special you are, like you see yourself. It's damn near impossible for somebody to look at you and reflect on you the deep truths of your life based upon just looking at you. Because you've come to this conclusion that you're special by example. Some people don't even have examples of specialness. They just see other people feel special about themselves and say, oh, this is the wave. Just do positive affirmations. But see, the deeper truth is that you are the only person that will ever view yourself as special. ever. I'll do you an example. The person that's viewing you special right now, punch their ass in the mouth right now. Just cold cock their ass right in the fucking face right now and see if they still view you as special as they viewed you before you punched their ass in the mouth. That specialness gonna go away so fast you would be imagining if they ever thought you was special in the first place. You understand how it work? If you ever see a person view you as special, take their purse. If a girl say, no, that's my baby dad, he's special to me. Nah, I think he more special. I love him more than he love himself, right? Somebody ever told you that bullshit before? Take their purse and shit in it and give it back to them and see if they still keep that same energy. Boy, they'll never talk to you again. And you said, damn, I thought I was special to you. Not until you did this weird shit. You shit in my purse. Now I gotta find my wallet and I gotta rub shit off of it. We cannot be cool no more. You is no longer special. After you shit in that purse, you might take a bath, put on a new outfit, kick it with a new girl. At a certain point, it's gonna click. Oh, I'm still special. Oh, I'm special. After you done just shit in this lady purse, right? Punch the little girl in the face. Right? You ain't special. But in reality, when we deal with people, we have to view ourselves as special. When we're online, nobody's ever going to talk about shit in a purse online, right? Because they're so self-interested in how you view them and making sure that, okay, let me position myself. Like, I wish I wore wigs. Because I would wear wigs and then take them bitches off in the middle of the goddamn show. Just to show you that I'm not self-interested. Just take that bitch off. Today, I'm going to be reading cards with my wig on. For Taurus, my wig is off. But for Leo, my wig is on, right? I wish we could get that energy. Sometimes I want the wig on, sometimes I want the wig off, because it don't matter. It's a wig. It is a wig. Like that's a key telltale sign that you super tied into your self-interest. You want people to think a certain aspect about yourself that don't truly exist. And this is a hard conversation for most. But if it wasn't the truth, I wouldn't have never said it. Whether it be hard or not. Your self-interest based upon how people view you, like a person viewing you as special is insignificant. Because the moment that they say you special, they can tell you that you're not special the next moment, and you caught up in that shit. You caught up in this cycle of people perceiving you as special or interesting, and the reality is that it is never, ever about that. Your self-interest is not significant in reference to the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a specific law. It has a specific purpose that self-interest is just not included in it. However, when we reference law of attraction, the first thing you think about is the house that you're trying to attract, the car that you're trying to attract, the baddie that you're trying to attract, the Idris Elba type energy you're trying to attract. Because you're self-interested in the fact that if I pull up in a bubble eye Benz, I am now significant. Meaning that you cannot create the significance of your present moment to be the magnet to law of attraction. See, I'm trying to explain something that's very complicated, and at the same time, you gotta want the shit to even understand the words that's coming out of my mouth. So I apologize if I'm losing a couple people right now. But I'm going to repeat it for those who can come to the conclusion that, no, I want the law of attraction, and I'm here to understand it. The law of attraction would be the same law as the law of theft. Not the law of theft particularly, but the law of theft generally. It is a law. The law of theft is perpetual and exists for every store. If you walk into any store and walk out with something, you're breaking the law. But otherwise, it's just a law that exists to keep things in balance and order. in reference to the law of attraction, you could tap into it whenever you want to. But it's not going to knock on your door. And then once you get, the reason why it's books, the reason why narcissistic entities and energies tap into the law of attraction, because they know, based upon how they have programmed you, that all you want is external things. If the key point to law of attraction was chakra work and shadow work, then I wouldn't have never did it in that order. But I'm trying to lay out a specific energy to bring about the awareness to the magnet of your desires is an internal reflection and an awareness. If you're too busy with the energies that you should be receiving from a man, or receiving from a woman, or receiving from your job, or receiving from your family, then you are saying, I am significant and I should be treated this way. I should be loved. People should support me. People should do this with me and all of this shit because I am important. You're forgetting the fact that every single person on the earth think the same way that you think. So when you look at the world, it's a whole bunch of people who view themselves as self-important, who have the inability to connect with people. And since we have the inability to connect with people, this quasi-government, this quasi-political establishment is running roughshod. Because at the end of the day, we're not connecting. Because we are all individually important. And why we're individually important is because of social media. It's really about your subscribers and things of that nature. And we're just going to remove the fact that people can buy subscribers. People can... Like, it's a whole store you can go to take fake ass selfies up on Woodward and 9 Mile. It's called the selfie store or some shit like that. You can just walk up in there and fucking take cool ass selfies, and motherfuckers think you way cooler than what you actually are. You could live in a dumpster truck. Go to the selfie place, take selfies, post them online, and people have no understanding that you live in a whole dumpster truck. It smell like whole dumpster juice, but the pictures is fucking fire. Because most people are self-interested. But being self-interest is meaning that you don't understand that everybody is fucking self-interested. As a spiritual leader, I'm talking everybody on this live, everybody that watched the video and make it this far in the video, I guarantee you that you're a spiritual leader. Part of you being a spiritual leader is realizing how everybody else think. And if you realize that everybody else is self-important or view themselves as self-important, would you then do the same shit that everybody else is doing to lead and guide and assist and help people? Or would you remove that and understand that my reflection on my importance, my reflection on my memories, because I tell you, as much as you think about your memories, you'll never bring them times back. You'll never bring that energy back. So it's very important to be present. Very important as you are present to tune in and tap into the common collective. And then figure out what the fuck do you do for them. You could do something as simple as read a fucking book and break the fucking book and upload it on YouTube. But be persistent in the fact of you reading these books. And sometimes you might say, shit, don't nobody care about this book. No, do you care about the book? Then somebody else cares about the book. Do you care about dancing? Then somebody else cares about dancing. Can you teach us intuitive dance? Shit, can you teach us how to twerk? I see you on your Instagram story twerking your ass off. Do you got a twerk class or something to that effect? Or just do twerking lessons and see who tap in and tune in and see who DM you. Hey, do you do private lessons? Me and my girls, we want to learn how to twerk like you twerk. Can you do a class for us? But it's all about what you do for the common collective. And I'll do you another better. I'll do you one better. What do you do for the common collective? If you do not do shit for the common collective and you trying to tap into law of attraction, which relies on the common collective to shoot you ducats, to shoot you pesos, to keep your account fat, but you don't do nothing for nobody because you self-interested. Hopefully what I'm saying is making sense to the point that you can stop and you can get over yourself and understand that when it comes to law of attraction, when it comes to the bubble eye beings, when it comes to the mansion, it's all indicative of how you serve the common collective. But you cannot tune in and tap into the common collective when you're too busy with your emotional responses to bullshit. But if you're saying, well, I've been through this, I've been through that, this is my excuse. I can't really care about nobody because I just went through a bad breakup. Me and my baby daddy not getting along, so this is my reason why I cannot serve the common collective, but yet and still I want something from them. It's some people that can do a GoFundMe page right now and get thousands of dollars. There's some people that do a GoFundMe and won't get a fucking dollar. The difference between the person who don't get a dollar is probably somewhere in their genetics or in their DNA. They done a lot for a lot of people. And you would just see a mama somewhere on the news, right? I'm about to get evicted. I don't know where I'm going to go. And the news be like, her GoFundMe is da-da-da-da-da. And then the next day, such and such that made $200,000 off her GoFundMe page. In the past lifetime, she was the one do it, or she or he or whatever gender, they probably gave a lot to all of those people in the past life. And this whole situation that led up to them being covered on the news is they law of attraction being returned to them. And maybe they was cleaning toilets for, like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you make minimum wage. Maybe you've been working minimum wage, but you deserve more money, right? All of these things, bro. You ain't doing them shits for no reason, man. For real, I done worked every fucked up job in the world. But I used to work those fucked up jobs, like, give me the hardest job. I used to say that, give me the hardest job. Let me get this shit over with. So I done had crazy ass jobs. I could do a whole video on just all of the jobs that I worked in. At the same time, I didn't work those jobs for the persons that I was working for. I was working them jobs for me. I was figuring shit out. I was figuring things about business. I was figuring out how strong I was. I was figuring out the work ethic that I need to start my own business. All of these things that I've learned. But now I'm OD with it. I'm constantly thinking about ways that I can serve the common collective, and for that I'm benefited and people contribute to me all day, every day, from all different types of angles out here in these streets, because I made it a point to give information to people that'll bring them some value in life, and then I just wait for it. I don't press it. I don't beat your door down. I don't scam you. I don't film you. I don't flam you. It's going to come to me. I done put in too much work out here in these streets, and I don't need it from you, right? It's going to come, right? And this is the law of attraction that I want to bring to your understanding. If you sitting here looking in the mirror, seeing how fine you is and things of that nature, cool, but you're narcissistic. And narcissism is a psychological disposition. It is the understanding of what you say to others and you waiting for that thing back. And you like, oh, this person is toxic. No, you're toxic. Because you hold the energy. Like, if you can call somebody toxic, it's because you're toxic. And if you look back to that toxic energy, that toxic energy is happening right now. In realms to your law of attraction, you're attracting more toxic dudes. So check your DM. Every dude that didn't text your DM from time this video started to the end of it, all of them dudes is toxic. And that's my show for today. September 4th, 2021, 11:11 a.m. Link is in the description. We have a live online lecture in reference to the law of attraction. I'm just giving you the information. I'm not going to guarantee that you take the course and you win $1 million or you hit the lottery or your baby daddy start acting right. I'm not giving you that, because if you don't do the chakra work and you don't do the shadow work, the course is pointless. Let's just say that. Okay, Chakra Nova is available. Links are in the description. Astrology Explained, shadow work, the journal. I got to send out some books today. A lot of people didn't hit me up for books over the weekend. I definitely sold out, so it might be 1 or 2 left, but I promise you, if you order a book between now and today, it's going to be a little bit of wait now. And you know what I'm saying? People be selling me out, buying me out. I can't do nothing but appreciate it. And yes, I was trying to find something, couldn't find it. But I mean, I went through everything. I'm not going to go back on shit. I'm gonna keep it forward moving. Hopefully this information was something that you could build off of, something. Hopefully you learned something new in reference to your law of attraction. You got more in tune, got more of a clarification on it. If you need a more deeper streamlined lecture that's going to be specific about the law of attraction in a language that you can understand, that you can begin to apply these philosophies and laws in your daily life, you want to sign up to this course. It takes place September 4th, 2021. If you are in the Detroit area or you want to pull up on me, hit me in there. That was good. I like that one. It's a nice flow to it. Hit me on the email, hoodmystic@gmail. Say, I'm trying to pull up on ya, and I'll give you the location and the details. You still gonna have to pay, but more or less, we could do this face to face. No, it's September 4th. September 4th at 11:11. Pull up on me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Do a video on all the jobs I worked on. September 4th, 2021, 11:11. That is a Saturday. The link is in the description to sign up. It's $23. I ain't trying to break y'all bank. I'm just trying to give y'all information. So the course will be recorded and sent to you. And of course, y'all know me by now. You will get a handbook with this goddamn course. I'm not just going to beat y'all ears up and not give y'all a handbook. Some things that y'all can read on and things like that, because me talking to y'all is about worth 2 cents, but the handbooks be making it all worthwhile. So please sign up. You understand what I'm saying? I just got married and money is looking funny, and I'm begging y'all to sign up today. Go fund me. Y'all know the vibes, man. I promise you, do not fuck with a zero. Fuck with a hero. Somebody that is whole. Somebody has integrated their shadow. A lot of these dudes out here do not know the shadow behind, you know, a stripper. You talking about shadow work, they'll go to the strip club and say, I'm doing shadow work. So be very careful out here in these streets. Understand that all of these things that I say in reference to chakra work and shadow work, and these are very intricate primal lessons that bring you into the realization of your soul. And once you encapsulate and tap in and tune into your soul, you will become whole. The thing about the whole is that it is a manifestation generator every day. Either me or my wife just pulling shit out of our ass, no pun intended, and pause and all of that good stuff. But man, I can't stress it enough. Have somebody in your life that every day is a manifestation portal. Ever since I've been with my wife, we have leveled up and 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 we keep fucking leveling up. And we got more plans and we got more dreams and we got more businesses and we got more kids. We just manifesting because that's the way it's supposed to be. When you get with your wife and you get with your husband, y'all are on the path. Y'all are on the path to prosperity. Y'all are on the path to gnosis. And part of the law of attraction portal is very indicated into your relationships. And if you in a relationship and you conscious and you can't talk to your partner about this type of shit, you need to start working on the exit plan, fam. Because 1 + 0 = 0. Meaning your wholeness is being zorped up and fucking goddamn sucked up and just drained, fam. All your primal energy just get utilized and used and fucked over. So get you a 1. Because 1 + 1 = 3. Peace to y'all. I'll see y'all on the I'll see y'all on the frip side, the crip side, and the flip side for that matter. Peace.
You are now listening to the sounds of